Bella Bear wants to go camping. Bella Bear wants to camp in the igloo. What do you think the problem is with this igloo? Uh-oh. That's right. It's got holes in it. If it rained, Bella Bear would get very wet indeed. And it rains quite a lot in Manchester, doesn't it? So Bella needs a tent. How do we find out which material would be good for a tent? Bella's saying, I don't want to get wet. Now the word material just means what something is made from. So how would we find what to make Bella's tent out of? What do you think the word waterproof means? Wellies are waterproof, aren't they? They repel the water from your feet so you don't get wet feet. An umbrella is waterproof. The rain just drips right off it so you stay dry underneath. And raincoats are waterproof. The material is waterproof. It does not let the water through. Which of these materials do you think will be waterproof? And why do you think that? So we've got some tin foil. Use that to wrap my sandwiches in. Or cling film. Use that to cover things in the fridge when I want to put a cover on them, some cling film. Kitchen roll. I use that for wiping things up. Cardboard. Lots of my Amazon parcels come in cardboard boxes. And fabric, like a blanket or a tea towel. Let's make Bella a tent. We can experiment with the different materials. Now, you don't actually have to make a tent. You could use a cup and put a piece of the material over the top and then put an elastic band around the top, pour water on and see if the water gets through. So you could use a cup or a jar or some kind of container to do it like that. Or you could build a little house, maybe out of Lego, and then put the material over the top, then pour water on and see if it's waterproof. Or another thing you could do is choose some toys, wrap them in the material, make sure you fasten it really tightly, maybe with some tape, and then dunk it in the water and see if the toys get wet. That would be a good way to test if the material was waterproof. So you can test the materials and then record your findings. Now, your brain is like a muscle. Your brain gets stronger when you embrace challenges and you ask yourself difficult questions. So which material, when you've done your experiments, I want you to come back and answer these questions. Which material did you find to be the most waterproof? Or which materials did you find to be waterproof? And why do you think it is waterproof? What's your reason? Why do you think it's waterproof? What makes it waterproof? And now this is a hard word, properties. What properties does a material need to have to be waterproof? So what is it about the material that makes it waterproof? And if you can answer those questions, you will really be growing your brain. So you go and do your experiments, and I'm very excited to see your results. See you later. Bye.
Hi, boys and girls. Bella is all ready to go camping. She's got her onesie on, ready to go camping. But you can't camp in the igloo, can you? We need to test some materials to see which would be best for Bella's tent. Are you ready to help? Bella Bear is in her tent, isn't she?
Yeah.
So we're going to see if the tin foil is waterproof. So you be the rain and pour some rain onto the tent. Onto the tent. There we go. There we go. Right. Shall we see if she's wet? Is Bella Bear wet or is she dry? Have a feel.
Yeah.
Is she dry? She's dry, isn't she? So we know that the tin foil is waterproof, so we can give that a tick, can't we?
Okay, Bella Bear is in her cling film tent, the plastic cling film. Do you think it's going to be waterproof? Why do you think it's going to be waterproof?
Because it's not got any gaps.
Oh, I don't think there are any gaps. It seems very smooth, doesn't it? Right, you're going to be the rain and test it. See how good her tent is, the cling film tent. Excellent, well done. Shall we take her out of the tent? Is she wet or is she dry?
Dry.
She's dry! So it's waterproof, isn't it? The cling film is waterproof. Tick, tick on the sheet. Well done. Okay, this is Bella's cardboard tent. Are you ready to test if it's waterproof? Okay, do you think it's going to be waterproof?
Yeah.
You do. Why do you think it's going to be waterproof?
Because it hasn't got any gaps.
Yeah, I can't see any gaps. Seems very smooth. Okay, let's pour the rain on. Maybe the rain. Oh, look, the water is dripping off it. Right, let's test. Let's get Bella out. Is she wet or is she dry?
A little bit wet.
She's a little bit wet from where she was sitting, but actually she's quite dry, isn't she? She's not soaking wet. But cardboard is an interesting one because if you leave it in the water for a long time or it rains a lot, what happens to the cardboard?
It gets all soggy.
It's gone all soggy, hasn't it? So cardboard is waterproof. You just put a little bit of water on, but if it has a lot of water, it goes really soggy like this. So it's not really waterproof, is it? Not fully waterproof. So I think maybe we should give that one a cross. Okay?
Aqua.
A cross. Okay, this is the kitchen roll, the paper towel tent. Do you think this one's going to be waterproof? Why not?
And it got holes in.
Can you see little holes in it?
Yeah.
I wonder, do you want to be the rain and see? Oh, what's happening to the water?
It's going through.
It's going through. The kitchen roll is absorbing the water. Oh. Let's see if it's waterproof. Let's see if Bella got wet in her tent. Is she dry or is she wet?
Wet.
Oh, she's very wet. You're going to have to get dry, aren't you, Bella?
Yes.
So, do you think the kitchen roll is waterproof? No, it's not, is it? It didn't repel the water. It was absorbing the water. The water went through it. This is Bella with her fabric tent. So you could use a blanket. I've used a tea towel here. Do you think the tea towel's going to be waterproof? Tricky, isn't it? Do you think the water's going to get through it? You do? Why?
Because it got gaps. Because there's a little hole there.
Well, I think that's just because our tea towel's a bit old. But yes, I can see some little tiny gaps in the fabric. Shall we test it and see? Oh, I think it might be absorbing
What's
the
in
water.
your bin?
It means it's soaking the water in, isn't it? It's not repelling the water. The water's not falling off it. It's soaking the water in, isn't it?
So is the water. So is the bear gonna be wet?
Well, shall we see? Shall we take her out of the tent? Oh, have a feel. Is she wet or dry?
Wet.
Wet! So it wasn't waterproof, was it, the fabric?
I was right.
You were right, well done. Did you get the same results as us? Maybe you tested some other materials too.